everybody. It's the NFT Roundtable, a new podcast produced by Black NFT Art. I guess we're not so new anymore, so I don't have to say that anymore. It's Friday, May 7th, 2021, and today I am speaking with Raven Trammell and Lauren Washington, two dope artists in the NFT space, and I am Iris Nevins, your host for today. How are y'all doing?
Great. Happy to be here. It's Friday. Very happy about that as well. But yeah, feeling great.
Yes,
Same.
happy
Very happy it's
Friday.
Friday.
Yes, yes, yes. Weekends are when I get to do what I want to do, and no constraints for the most part. So yeah, let's get into it. Lauren, let's start with you first. Introduce yourself and your background.
Yeah, so as you know, my name is Lauren. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri originally, and I'm currently a junior studying film and entrepreneurship at Northwestern University. And I've been in the NFT space since February. It feels like it's been 5 years by now. But yeah, I'm a photographer, screenwriter, director, creative entrepreneur, and I've sold like 5 NFTs so far, and I'm currently working on my first short film. And yeah, it's been really, really great to be in this space. And recently just joined Her Story DAO with Raven, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's me.
And Raven, how about you?
My name is Raven Trammell, visual artist, uh, based in Los Angeles, and I specialize in photography, videography, digital drawings, and acrylic painting. And yeah, kind of just bounce around from medium to medium, whatever I'm feeling to express myself at during that time. I got into this space, same as Lauren, back in February, and yeah, just spending every day learning as much as I can, making new friends constantly on Twitter and Clubhouse. It's amazing. It seriously is like fun. And what else? What else can I say? I don't know. Just always working on new projects and things. Um, Getting ready to drop on foundation pretty soon now that I got my invite to work. So that's an exciting thing. And um, I have one really big project that I'm working on. It's a collectible series, and uh, I don't want to speak too much about it because it's still like there's still a lot of parts that I'm working to put together, but it's really, really exciting and I can't wait to share it.
Awesome, cool. So, let's dig into your NFT journeys. I think both of you mentioned joining the NFT space back in February. Is that correct?
Hmm.
So what led you to NFTs? How did you learn about it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a friend of mine. His name is Darian Aldridge, and he runs the Crypto Church Clubhouse room with like two other people. And so I've been known about crypto for a while, like on the investing side. And so then he let me know about NFTs, and I didn't really think there was a place for photographers in this space. And I actually tried to upload something to Rareable and it didn't work, and I was just like, I'm done. I can't do it. And so then I joined this clubhouse room. I think it was with Lady Fee and like MC Hammer, like late at night, and I stayed up like all night and finally grasped the concept. And I was determined to get on these platforms. And Sean Williams actually gave me an invite to Foundation, luckily. Um, and so that was huge. So then I just decided to mint it. I had no idea really what I was doing in February, and I put them all like on Foundation. And ever since then, it's really skyrocketed. Like I DM'd Corey Van Loo for help. I think I DM'd you, Iris, Black MT Art for help, and met Raven along the way, and just met all these amazing artists. And so that kind of just spiraled me to where I am now, and like it feels like every week something new pops up, and so it's been a really crazy journey.
And
Yeah.
how do you kind of like reconcile or fit the NFT work into the artwork that you were already doing?
Yeah, that's been really cool. It's actually informed me more of how I can expand my artist practices. Like Raven mentioned, like herself, I consider myself a multifaceted artist, with photography and film. So I've been able to kind of see how they can coincide more with my own personal projects. Like the self portrait series I did, I realized I actually really love doing self portraits and I want to do them more. And I'm actually working on a NFT series for my short film restoration that I'm directing, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely combining those mediums with like a series that's going to drop soon, and just really been able to explore more within myself and take ownership. So really grateful for that and just who I'm evolving to be as an artist.
Awesome. And Raven, how did you find the NFT space?
Um, I found the space when I was on Clubhouse. At that time, I was just looking for information on investing in cryptocurrencies. But then I saw like a room that was like cryptocurrency and NFT, and I like was like, what the hell was an NFT? And so here we are. Here, that's the start of the rabbit hole. I went into there, and they started talking about. I don't remember exactly the full conversation or anything like that, but they were talking about Michael Johnson and what he's doing with Aku, and yeah, I was just like, whoa, what is this? I need to find out more, and just like did a deep dive on Micah and him, and yeah, figuring out, okay, well, I see this artwork, I see all this other artwork. Well, how can I like get in here to make my artwork um, be accepted and fit within this space? Because it's always been a dream to like be in a gallery, right? Like have your artwork displayed like in a huge gallery, and people from all over the world are coming to like come and see what you've documented and or created. And yeah, I just saw NFTs as an opportunity to kind of take that upon for the artists to take that upon themselves, and essentially do that for themselves. And yeah, I was just like mind blown. And I love the space. I love NFTs.
So Raven, when you first started, you were on Ghost Market, is that correct?
Yeah. hmm
And what made you pick Ghost Market as a platform?
Um, man, I don't really remember exactly how I came across them. Probably just like on Twitter or something. Um, but what stood out to me was their low gas fees, and because when I initially was going to Mint, it like blew my mind that it was, at during when I was about to, it was almost $100 in gas fees, and
For one NFT.
for one NFT.
Yeah.
And yo, what? About that? Like, all right, I don't. And so I found Ghost Market, and so they're not on Ethereum blockchain, which is like, and I'm no expert. I don't know all the ins and outs. I just have been on the platform, so I kind of have picked up things and learned along the way. But they are not on Ethereum blockchain. They are on Phantasma blockchain, and they you can use Ethereum to buy NFTs off of Ghost Market, but it has to be swapped to be able to use on the Phantasma blockchain, which that's a cool thing. But the main token is Sol, and you can only purchase that on KuCoin in the US right now. I don't know about other countries. So it's a little bit trickier to get, and then you have to send that to your wallet and things. So I feel like that's why it's not as well known, or a lot of artists aren't checking it out, because it's not as user friendly or as easy as like an OpenSea, for example. And it's fairly straightforward. You got your ETH, cool, you can mint that, and that's it. You don't have to do like any swapping with cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I really liked that. I was a part of that you could join the Telegram group and essentially just message the developers and like, um, hey, I have a question about this. They're literally right there immediately answering questions. Multiple people are there to like help answer questions, or which was really, really helpful because I feel like I chose the most complex marketplace to get started on. And now I started minting on OpenSea. I'm like, oh my God, this is so easy. But um, yeah, I really, really appreciated that the developers are like on standby, ready to answer questions, happily answering questions. The community is, if you're interested, if you show interest in wanting to mint there, they're sending you KCal, which is the energy token to mint, and like helping artists mint their first pieces. I started my own Telegram group in association with Ghost Market to help fund other photographers who are interested, just because it was so
Oh yeah.
monumental in helping me, just get started that, yeah, I wanted to pass that along. Sorry, I'm kind of like rambling on and on, but
No, it's fine. So it sounds like Ghost Market just has like a great community and it's like
exactly,
pretty
yeah.
accessible um, to communicate with the people actually building the platform and the community. That's pretty dope. I want to talk about sales because I feel like that is a pain point for a lot of artists.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the space is so amazing and there's all these great things about it, but ultimately you still have to like make sales,
Yeah.
right? So what has that been like for y'all? And yeah, just talk about that experience.
Yeah, that's a great point. I definitely didn't expect to. I mean, that sounds horrible. Make any sales, but like so quickly. Once I minted on Foundation, I didn't really know still like how the collectors, what that meant, and like what would happen after they collected it. But I put it on Foundation, and then as we all know, Ido in this space, the mysterious egg, collected my first piece, and I was trying to find like who this person was, and I honestly, it sucked because I didn't have their Twitter at the time, so I was like, thank you, like Ido, without like spelling the Twitter name, and so that was really crazy, and just to see how they've evolved in this space. Um, so for me, that's been like I started off like really high with that, and then afterwards, it definitely kind of um, made me realize how to move differently because I minted like three, I think, pieces at the same time afterwards, and it was kind of hard or a bit slower to find collectors there. And so I was like, oh, like maybe that's it, So I think it definitely taught me a lesson to like just to take my time, and
Mm-hmm.
then Corey collected my piece with the Blueface gang, and so then after that, I kind of just wished that I took a bit more time, like with that collection, because I just got so excited and was like, I need to go again and again, and it just makes you feel a bit rushed or overwhelmed at times. So I've definitely just now learned to take my time, and also with experimenting across platforms, I think collectors like, I don't know, I feel like they have different ones they might favor over others, because I tried
For
out,
sure.
yeah, so that's been really interesting to learn. Like I tried out Bitski, and it just collectors weren't really finding my work on there. And then I tried out Zora, which was really cool, and I really liked them. And just also just learning how different like platforms can help with collectors, which I really appreciated with Zora because I DM'd their Instagram, and Mikhail was he pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but he told me to send him an email and like they can help with my next drop, and so I just felt really supported on their platform, and so I think that's also just something I've been learning, like how important it is for people to just share, just like one simple retweet of your work can really just connect you to a collector. So I've just been grateful for the artist community because a lot of artists have been collecting, people's work, and like with Corey, and then I think the artist Black Sneakers has like this thread sometimes for Black artists, and so she kicked off one of the auctions for mine, and that's how Corey found it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my favorite part, just seeing artists supporting. And like Raven's been one of the biggest like supporters, just always retweeting and just staying active. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my 2 cents on collectors.
That's awesome. Speaking of Bitsky, I think I saw this morning that Jay-Z and Anderson Horowitz are both investing in Bitsky. They're doing like a $19 million round or something like that.
Wow,
So
Interesting.
that should be interesting. Yeah.
that's
Very
crazy.
interesting.
Yeah, lots of. I think we're gonna hear a lot more of these companies getting big investors. I think Serena Williams is also in that round as well, investing, and some other names.
Wow.
But yeah, Raven, what has sales been like for you?
Um, yeah, kind of like what Lauren said, it's just kind of been like an experimental process, to be honest, especially starting out on Ghost Market, where I feel like uh, it was just, a lot of the collectors there are other artists, because it isn't as well known. So you're not seeing like the big collectors like El Huevo, uh, I know, and I don't know, we know the big collectors in the space, but yeah, we're not seeing them
On that platform?
on that platform. So, um, but I recently started minting on Ethereum, blockchain type platforms. I guess I don't know the right way to say that, but I minted on OpenSea. I'll just say that, and yeah, that I got my first sale from an auction that was on Clubhouse, and that was really exciting. Um, and I've been um, minting my photos as diptychs, so they're pairs together. So I really, it's gonna be super super exciting when somebody collects both of them as a pair. So then I can send them the print and then like
Mm-hmm.
have the print up next to each other. That'll be dope. But yeah, I feel like I'm just now because I'm minting on um, Ethereum blockchain that I'm just now starting to figure out like the sales kind of my sales situation.
Yeah. So the sales are coming in more now that you're on OpenSea.
Yeah,
And
now that I'm on.
didn't you just do an auction with NFT Pappy? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I did do that. When was that? A week ago? I think that was actually a week ago today. Yeah, I had submitted my artwork in the Discord chat, and that's my second time submitting, and
Can
it
you
was just
explain what it is to the audience?
um he is an artist as well, but he's just like a big supporter in the NFT space, always showing love to everybody, and he hosts an auction where artists can submit work, and I don't know if he's the only one that chooses them or how the selection process works, but um, a handful of artists are selected, and then you email him your information, the pictures of the pieces over, and he puts them up on a web. He has like a whole website for it and everything, and he puts them up on that website, and then so the collectors, whoever is interested in collecting, can come to the clubhouse room and listen to the artist talk about the piece, and then he does a countdown, and there's like a DJ there. He's playing music in the background. It's a really great environment, and yeah, the collectors will say their name and bid, and yeah, that I had a couple people bid on it, and it sold, and then yeah, whoever bids on it sends you the request or the I don't know all of the technical,
Terminology.
yeah, the
Do they
technical.
purchase it directly on OpenSea or do they just send it to you directly?
Yeah, so the pieces aren't actually minted on OpenSea, they're just posted, so then they can make an offer, and then so they make an offer for whatever they say in the clubhouse room, and then
Gotcha.
the artist accepts the offer.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I listened in on the auction. It was my first time attending, so I didn't even know that it existed until you posted about it and posted that you were going to be participating. So I was like, let me tune in.
Tight.
And it was fascinating. I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is creative. A
Yeah,
live auction on Clubhouse with music and a DJ and a MC.
yeah, yeah.
Trying to
Will was
create
like
hype on,
MC. Yeah.
yeah, trying to create hype on Clubhouse is not easy. So I was
No.
impressed with their attempt to do that. And then you got to get into your story and I had never heard that part of your story. And I thought that was really, really, really powerful.
Yeah, the auction was an incredible experience, and um, really grateful I was able to talk more about the piece and my story. And yeah, so I I had the first concussion, came back, had the second concussion, and was dealing with a bit of memory loss. And I really leaned in during that time. I really just leaned into my videography and my photography and just helping like document different moments, traveling on the road to different basketball tournaments. We took a trip to Hawaii as a basketball team, and I remember just documenting every single any place that we went to. Oh, there's a bird, cool. There's a what I, just taking pictures of everything, taking video of everything, and I'm really grateful that I'm the injury was almost a blessing in disguise because it opened like this whole new world that I was able to really like lean into with my art. And um, yeah, I'm grateful that I did bring my camera on that trip and document, because I go back often and just like can take look at these pictures that I took of my teammates and where we're at, and just like revisit those moments. And so yeah, shout out to photography and art and NFT Poppy for giving me the opportunity to tell that bit about myself.
That's awesome. A lot of people were really proud of you that day. Um, so let's talk about community. We have Black NFT art. Um, there's like these little communities popping up, little and big. Um, and so, what has finding community looked like for y'all?
Yeah. Also, just want to say, Raven, that's an amazing story, and I just loved hearing that as well. Um, but yeah,
Hmm.
community has been really crazy. I met Raven, which was like awesome. And for me, I was just like floating in February, like not knowing what to do. And it was cool beforehand. Like, my friend Darian, like the crypto church, like that was cool knowing about investments, but I didn't know like where I fit into the space. And just without people who are willing to help me, I wouldn't be in this space. Like Sean Williams at iArt sometimes is really vocal all the time and gave me my first invite, and Corey welcomed me DMs, and so it's just like been really great. Like each week I find someone new, and it's like I've never had this much access to the art community. Like I have my friends and Project Fila, which my brother and I started for artists, a creative hub. So we have that, but it's been really cool to just I've never been like this exposed to so many pockets of different talent, like 3D artists and animators, and like it's been really cool to see everyone get their flowers with the art forms that they do, and like just it's been really helpful for me and my art, just expanding like like maybe I should incorporate this into my story, and it's been really cool to just see how vulnerable artists have been like sharing their stories and just kind of building this new economy or space for ourselves, and by artists for artists. That's what we like to say in Project Philo, but it's really true. Like everyone's been just so supportive, and like recently like the blockchain, like I had my first interview with them, and like that was amazing. And then I don't know if you guys have seen the Habibis Around the Space by Mark, but it's a really cool collectible series, and he reached out and got all these creators together and had this cool talk in the Discord to like explain his project, and now they're like huge. And so it was just really cool to see like I was a part of that and gave him feedback, and just people I never would have a chance to meet like around the world. And each week I again like the community is like got into her story DAO with Raven. We both didn't know what DAOs were, and so now we're in
Yeah,
a DAO, I guess. And so that's been really awesome, just seeing the different amazing creators in that group come together. And
let's
if it
talk
wasn't
about
for
that.
community, yeah, for sure. But if it wasn't for community, I would not be in this space. And but yeah, I'm happy to talk about it more and pass to Raven too. So
Yeah, let's talk about her story, Dow. Can you explain what it is, and then talk about how both of you got involved?
To be 100% honest. I still am figuring out what a DAO is, but now that I'm a part of it, I feel like it is a collective, it's a community of, it's a small group, a small community group who all have a vision for a similar thing, and we all want to pool our resources to see that vision come to life.
And what's that vision for this particular DAO?
This particular DAO, Lauren, take it away.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. So this particular DAO is definitely invested in, Black women's stories, Black femme stories, and Black people. But we specifically started focusing on Black women, and I think that's what drew me in. I think because
Mhm.
I remember seeing a tweet from someone, might have been Sin Bahadi who started it, or Diana, one of the two, and I clicked to see who was following, and it wasn't too many, and I was just like, okay, well, this seems like I should join. So I didn't really know what it was either, and I joined and got in, and it's been really cool to kind of just learn together about DAOs, because people, a lot of us didn't know, and there were people who did know, so that's been great to balance it out, like the big tech giants, and
Yeah.
and like Stefan's been very vocal and knows
Yeah.
his stuff, and Sean and Sin, so it's really great to just learn from them, and like a decentralized autonomous board. They are both talking. We're like, okay, so what does that mean? But it's been really cool to just see that a lot of these have come into fruition, like in the past week or so, and it's kind of just like an investment group per se. But with this one, it's been really cool because Sin and I were speaking about how it can function more as like a creative studio as well, and like how artists can basically have a backing from a DAO and making their projects without a huge company behind it, and we're actually going to work together to do film projects together. And Sen was speaking on the Clubhouse Platform Foundation. Foundation had a talk, and she was explaining like how she plans to have someone in charge for photo and film, and just so we can all have like this power collectively together without having to rely on institutions and stuff like that. So it's been really magical, and I'm grateful that I joined and I saw it, and I'm just excited to keep learning more about it. But it definitely reinvigorated my faith and happiness to be in this space.
So one of the like big things that brought a lot of attention to the DAO was the collecting, right? Like y'all have been pooling money together, collecting artwork by Black women. Could you talk about some of the pieces that y'all have collected?
I know that the piece that like established, essentially created the DAO was Latasha's piece. Wasn't it, Lauren? Her poem?
Yeah.
Was it her poem?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. It was her poem. Also, sorry, okay, we're back. I was a little unresponsive, but yes, it was her poem on Zora, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was just like maybe Latasha or maybe Sin tweeted out like as a joke that a DAO should be formed to like collect that piece or something, and then that's what it just like triggered. Everyone's like, all right, bet. And then yeah, everyone, that's what spawned it essentially. And then I'm over here
really
late,
cool. I
like,
didn't know that story.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
really
right. No,
cool.
it's amazing. Um, and the another piece that was did was I don't know the name because there's always like so much going on, and I swear I'm always late to the chat of like what's happening. Um, but the really beautiful looping portraits. Um, I believe the artist was an Ethiopian artist. I don't want to give any misinformation, but it was a foundation piece, and it was a series of portraits that the artist created, and they were stunning. Like the work that she put in to create those was like it literally blew me away. Um, but yeah, the DAO collected one of those portraits, and Yeah, she's been. I'm pretty sure the other pieces sold as well, because I mean, at least I hope they did. They're incredible. So, um, yeah, I don't know if we've collected any other pieces from the DAO, but we're having a town hall meeting pretty soon, so we'll get some more information.
Cool. So, hey everybody, we are back. Lauren, something happened and she disappeared. So Raven and I got to have a little bit of a talk offline, but we're gonna close out the conversation and definitely want to have Raven and Lauren back in the future so that we can talk again and dive some more into their stories, into her story DAO. I'm sure there'll be like lots of dope updates about the DAO and each of you. In a few weeks or a few months from now. And also, Raven, I'm super excited to have you in our program, our Rise program. We just
Yes,
did our first onboarding session today. For everybody that's listening, Rise is a program that my company, Umba Daima, is doing. It's focused on artist support and development. And we're kicking off like our first cohort, and we just had one onboarding session today. The next one is on Monday, and I believe Raven, both you and Lauren, will be in that one. So super
yes,
excited to see y'all there. And yeah, so thank you for joining me today. Thank you everybody for listening. You can tune in every week to NFT Roundtable, and you can learn more by visiting our website, blacknftart.co. You can go to the podcast tab and you can find all of our episodes. You can also find the podcast on Instagram at NFT Roundtable, just one word. You can also find Black NFT Art on Instagram, all one word. You can also find Umba Daima on Instagram, all one word. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.